What's up, YouTube? I'm here actually going to start kind of a little sub channel on my main gamification channel to show you some of the tools that I use in my gamification. I use a variety of different tools because sometimes that are free, first of all, because sometimes we're often stuck with little to no budget extra, especially in these kind of tough economic times. We're sometimes a little bit pinned in finances. I'm always looking for free and really good ways to help support the gamification in my classroom at little to no cost. So the first tool I'd like to show you guys, and what I'm calling the inventory series, you could say, is it's a tool to make free custom posters and banners and things like that. It's got a really weird name though, just so you know, and it's called rasterbaiter.net. Now, it's a weird name. The creator calls it a folly of his youth, actually. So I'd like to actually show you how I use this program to create theme in my classroom, whether it's different objects that I use or banners, posters, bulletin boards, things like that, that really help with the theme and the style of the classroom that you're going with. So let's check it out. All right, so let's learn how to use this tool. So open up a web browser and you're going to go to rasterbaiter.net. So once you go here, as it loads up, what you're going to see right away is actually a great intro to the tool. Some really good examples of how this was used. So you're going to see right away that it creates this tiling effect of your images. So it's pretty much kind of like laying tile or solving a puzzle, except there's no jagged edges or anything. It's nice and simple. So you can go anything from up to almost 1,000 pages, just as simple as stretching it over 2. So to create your poster, you don't have to register or do anything. You just have to simply click on Create Your Poster. So there are 3 ways to upload files. The first thing you can do is if you had a URL, you could simply just plug in the URL right here, hit load, and the image would pop up. The second, of course, is to upload it from your computer. So you can upload it from computer, no problem, just going your classic choose file. For just the demonstration purposes, I'll just go ahead and I will select just one of his generic images he has down here, and I'll go ahead and I'll just grab the picture of the cow. So the cow is going to pop up here. So as the cow pops up, I can go ahead and change the kind of paper size that I'd like to use. I'll just stick with A4 for the example. And whether you want it to, as he calls it, to rasterbate in portrait or landscape. And I'll just go ahead and stick with portrait. You can add margins or take them away. For this argument, I'll just go ahead and take them away. And then you can go ahead and work on the output size for sheets of paper, whether it's in terms of wide or high. I'll just leave it as is for this decimal. One thing that I didn't notice when I first used this program is this little message right here, which actually says that you can go in terms of decimals to get incredibly accurate measurements. So to find out how big it's going to be, you can actually look right below the poster and it'll tell you with margins, cut away, and with margins present. So this gives you an exact to the centimeter measurement of how big the poster is. So you can play with the output size to get the exact measurement of the space that you want. So it can be custom fit to nearly any bulletin board, any kind of place or space in the classroom or hallway or, office, anywhere you'd like to use this. It also tells you the paper consumption, and a really kind of slick thing here is the human figure preview, which actually tells you human, which is 180 centimeters tall, which I believe is the high 5-foot range, 5 foot kind of 10 or 11, something to that effect. And you're going to see that this poster would be from the head of that person roughly to just around kind of below the chest. And that also shows you, just kind of give you a different way to view the size of the poster. So if you were all happy with this, you could go ahead and click preview, enlarge, or you can do a little editing. And when you're all happy, you go ahead and you hit continue. Now he's got some different styles of things that you can do to the poster. Variety of things. Some people like to go ahead and pixelate it, different kinds of effects. I'm just going to go ahead, just side note, Gamification Spy scan lines is a really cool one to use, almost to create like hidden camera things or spy cameras, night vision goggles, that kind of effect. But I'm just going to go with no effects for now, and so it's going to look like this when I'm all done. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. If you had effects, you could add different colors, or if you had a specific background, you could actually go ahead and adjust that as well. For argument's sake and just for demo purposes, I'm happy with how this cow looks like that, so I'll go ahead and stretch it over. Next, you can determine if you want to change the way it works when it outputs. So do you want to have different, what's called half toning, which is different kind of pixeled colors into it? Do you want it mosaicked or just simply enlarged? And I'll just go with enlarged. I'm going to take the crop marks on because they help cut the margins when it's produced. And I'm going to turn page positions on. huge pointer here is to keep page positions on if you are printing huge posters. That's because let's say I had a 36 sheets of paper for this poster. Sometimes putting them together is really difficult. So they actually put a page position that teaches coordinates. It's actually really cool for kids to put together too. Teaches coordinates and then how to lay them together. So when you're all done, there's this interesting button called Rasterbait 8 pages. So go ahead and you hit Rasterbait. He does request donations because he does do this for free. So if you'd like to donate, by all means, go for it. While I was explaining that, you can see how quick it's done. So we've already downloaded it, and because I use Chrome, it's actually right at the bottom right here. If it didn't download, you just, like most websites, go ahead and click the click here button. So when I'm finished, I go ahead and I open my PDF file, which is what it'll turn into. And as it loads up, you're going to see that I have 1 of 8, so it turned 8 images, and you're going to see that I have 8 images of the cow put together. And you're going to see in the bottom of every one, there's going to be an actual number. So that's D2, C2, B2. So 2 representing the different rows and the number representing the column in the row. So when it's all said and done, you go ahead and you print it out, and you simply cut it and put it in your classroom, wherever you would like it. So that's how you create free custom posters using rasterbaiter.net. An oddly named tool with really great results. Alright, so that's how you use rasterbaiter.net to create custom posters and things like that for your classroom. Now, to kind of show you how I've used it in my own classroom, you're going to see a couple examples here. So actually right above me, good, I used the right hand, it's this creepy little clown guy that I have. I actually used him. He's over 4 sheets of paper. I just cut around the circumference of his face, and it worked out perfect. If you were to look around kind of the back of my classroom, you'd see that I have a game poster that I found online. I just did a little photoshopping to it to create the levels and lands in my classroom, and I made it a 3x2, so it's actually 6 sheets of paper big. Looks really good, and you can see it easily from any point in my classroom. I also used it for the decor portion of my shops, my general store and my blacksmith shop. So in doing that, I created kind of this. It looked better in terms of a shop. I tried to do it just kind of cardboard or construction paper, and it didn't work. So this worked really good in kind of creating this old, rustic-y, medieval kind of themed shop and blacksmith area. So I've also used it to do different bulletin boards in my classroom or to stretch out different clues or puzzles as well. So that's how you use rasterbaiter.net. That's how you make free custom posters, and that's how I use it in my classroom. Love to see what you guys create. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time.